Well, good morning. This is John, the Village Fisherman. Do I sound excited? Look at this behemoth. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It's a beast. It's a Daiwa sea lion. It's a big one. I don't know which size it is. The label is missing. It takes 400 yards of 50-pound test. I think it had 40-pound test on it. It'll take 40, 50, and 60-pound test, or 50 and 80-pound Dacron. This is made for some serious game. It's in my way, so I'm gonna finish it up. It's been in my way over here on the shelf for a while, and this would be a good one to take to the sales. So we're gonna clean one of the biggest reels I've done to date. I mean, I've done a 9/0. I would say this is like a 7 or 8/0. It's bigger than a 6/0. I got a 6/0 like right here above my head that I used to strip line off reels, and this thing dwarfs it. So getting the clamp bolts off, I'll soak them separately. They're pretty. The whole reel is pretty crunchy, so we'll do what we can do with it. I'm going to have a tray full of parts. This is a lot of reel to take apart. I wish I knew what it was. I wish I knew which Daiwa it was. It's a sea line, but I don't know what size. I took line off for about a half an hour. I mean, it's pretty serious. God, I wish I knew what it was. It's functional. There's no problems with it. I just don't know what it is. If I can figure it out, I'll let you know. It's crusty, but it's still a good reel. There's nothing that will keep this reel from working, I don't think, unless I just break a screw off or something. Then the video will never show up if that happens. I don't edit anything. If I can't fix it, I just don't even bother to put the video up. Well, I think we found, no, it fits. I was going to say we found our first problem. My wrench don't fit it, but it does. This is supposed to be a universal wrench from Mystic. It's been shown some love in its lifetime. It's got grease on it. Somebody will buy this reel, and I'll tell you why. They'll see it and they'll be like, I want that. They don't need it. They'll just want it. It's that big. It's going to look good. I'll get rid of all this old label that's stuck to it here. I don't know. We'll see if the screwdrivers I own will get this thing apart. I don't know. I may have to dig into my bigger screwdrivers here. Let's do that. Let's do that right off the bat. Yeah. So this screwdriver here, you can turn into a T-handle. I was working with an engineer from Germany. Came over to help me on a piece of equipment. We were having some problems from a factory on it. And he came over. Of course, he flew over here. He didn't ride a boat. Imagine that. But he flew over, and he brought tools with him. When he got ready to leave, he said, I am not going to pay to check these tools. He left me all of his tools. Was that cool or what? And that's where I got that T-handle screwdriver set. It's a whole set. All the bits, the whole 9 yards. We had a language barrier between us, but we got the job done. Machine was still running years later. It's probably melted down, turned into a Kia now or something. I'm not sure where all these parts will fit in this little bitty tray. We're going to try to make this work. This is probably the biggest reel I've taken apart to date on this bench. It's going to be made a whole lot like a Penn Senator on the inside. All right. And then this whole end comes off. That will go back in later. Here's your spool. Just crusty, man. It's just crusty. We'll come back to it. I'll take this cap off. I do like the fact they have an actual cap on here. It's part of the drag. Penn doesn't use a cap. They use a bearing right there. This reel may actually have some ball bearings in it. I can't get that shim to come out of there. It's a very, very tight fit. AKA, I can't even get it hooked with anything. We might just clean it just like it is. Okay. Well, let's take these 4 screws off right here. Keep noted that 2 long screws, or at the 1 long screw goes at that bottom right corner. I think I know why. So all this is loose now. This whole assembly. Wow. Is that cool or what? The whole assembly comes out. One big freaking beefy piece. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. I'm sorry, Penn. They really outdid you on this one. There's a bearing there. I'm going to try to get out and get clean. Don't know if I can or not. Yeah, that's not going to let me get it out. Find a punch that size. Not the most ideal way to knock a bearing out, but I want to get it out of there and clean it good. It's not going. Yeah, that bearing may not come out. Wow. The bearing's still good. I think I'm going to leave well enough alone on that, because I'm afraid I'm going to damage it more by taking it out than if I just leave it alone. Let's take this lever off of here. This is your free spool lever. Well, that way we can clean these crusty parts here a little bit better. The ultrasonic machine will take rust off of parts, or corrosion, not really rust, but corrosion. I will not put the body of this in the ultrasonic. It'll go in a vat full of WD-40, and so it won't hurt that bearing. All right, just take that off. These larger parts, I'm going to set over here to the side because we don't have enough room. Look at that. My gosh. That's a beast. All right, so that just pulls off. Look at that press plate. Freaking 1/2-inch steel. Just kidding. I'm exaggerating, but still, these drags are like brand new. Nothing at all wrong with them. It's stuck. It's good to do something different. I get tired of working on. I love my ambassadors. You know that. But it does get tired of working on the same kind of reels day in and day out. That's the nice thing about doing this for myself. I can pick and choose what I do. It's not chosen by the customers, it's chosen by me. If my plan is to sell this reel, I don't plan on keeping it. It will be at the flea market with me here in a few weeks. All right, there's another washer on there. I'm going to try to get off. All right. Let's go ahead and take the yoke. To get the yoke off, you got these kind of hair stuck to me. Good day. It's still stuck to me. Where's that coming from? Take these 2 E-clips off. I almost lost that spring. It wanted to go flying. Make sure you got your fingers over this stuff, because that spring's will come out of there in a hurry. It's like it did. Then your yoke can come off. Gear can come out of the yoke. Yoke is a nasty shape. Let's get some of that crud off of there. It's going to clean up nice. So we'll get that off of there. Then your jack plate comes off. Your dog, anti-reverse dog, take the spring off, and the dog slides off of there. These come off of there. You can clean them separate. And then you got a pin you got to push out of there. This is beef, man. This is... Oh, I see what they did. See what they did. It looks like a tapered. I hope I got enough room here. This is going to be fun. This looks like a tapered shaft. I need to get this thing where I can punch straight down. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to go off camera here with this. I got to have a solid surface to pound on here. All right, it came out. There's the pin. It's not tapered. Not tapered. And this comes off. We'll clean that. Make sure this isn't a shim here. It is not a shim. Good. So we'll clean that up. So far, so good. Everything looks good on this reel. I don't see anything to keep me from building this reel. Okay. Let's take this surface off. See, right there is where the model number would be. Usually these are missing. And there is a bearing underneath that. I can't do anything with the bearings. Can't get them out because it's the way they're made. It is what it is. we'll keep moving along with this. So far, so good. Nothing's been rusted or corroded to the point where it won't come free. Oh shoot, that one might fight me a little bit. Oh, look at that. That was the last of the ones that might cause me to have to scrap this reel, and it came out, so we're good. It's a heavy metal frame reel. I really like these solid frames on these reels. You don't get any twists and carry on. They're easier to take apart. Now the internationals with the solid frames like this. So they're aluminum frames and they're stainless steel screws. And when they get corroded like this, they don't want to come apart. This is probably an aluminum frame too, but I don't know. There's a difference. That's all I can say. I fight those international screws a lot, trying to get the housings apart on them. And that can come out and be cleaned. That whole frame's going to get cleaned up. Let's see if we can get the ring off of here. Yes, we did. We'll put that over here. Really, the only thing I can take apart here would be the clicker. There's really no point in that. I'm going to soak these parts. It's going to be a week before I get back down here. So these parts, I'm going to go ahead and clean up what I can today, but most of them are going to soak for a week. So I'll be back with this mystery Daiwa. I have no idea what it is. I don't even know what to tell people when I sell it to them, but it's big. It's pouring out corrosion, but it's going to be repairable. So I'll be back. Hello, it's John. I'm back. Whew, this is a big old load right here, isn't it? This is so what I found out about this reel, it is a Daiwa 600H. It's basically a 6/0 reel, and it's a pretty nice one. It's actually a really nice one. It's not perfect, but mechanically it's going to make somebody a really good reel. I don't think I'm going to keep it. I'm tempted to keep it, but it's missing the little label right there. That's the only thing it's missing. The reel is in perfect shape. Even the drag, the bearings, everything's good on it. So with that said, we're going to start putting it together. I soaked it in WD-40 for a week just to kind of mitigate some of the corrosion. Okay, well that comes out. That's cool. I didn't know that would even come out of there. I like the way Daiwa makes their reels. They're heavy reels. They're pretty daggum nice. Not gonna lie. This is coming from a die-hard pin guy. The ratio on this reel is 3.5 to 1, I believe it is. It's pretty decent. Just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of lube on these screw holes here before I put the screws back in the base. I don't have the clamp for this reel, unfortunately. Honestly, probably a pin clamp would fit just the same. Okay, so this would be facing back towards the angler. So we're going to start putting this thing back together. This would be the ring. Just like that. Just trying to get my bearings here. Bear with me. Got a screw that goes in there. Screw that goes in there. I've already lubricated that one. You've got the lugs, harness lugs that go in. We can put that in just a second. No, I can't. I got to put that in as I go in with it because it goes in up here at the top. Like that. What a beast of a reel. Very surprised with the amount of corrosion it was showing on the outside of it, that the mechanicals and everything were just perfect. I would use this reel. If I were still doing my shark fishing, my land-based shark fishing I did back in the late 70s, early 80s, I started out with a 6/0 regular Senator. That one's not going to work there. It's too long. That means probably the two short screws go up here, if I had to guess. I started out with a regular Senator and found that when the fish would run back at me, the ratio was rather slow. So I switched to a high-speed Senator. And still have that reel. I still have both those reels, matter of fact. Both of them are still on the original rods that I started out with. I think the Senator is a little bit better looking rod than the Daiwa. But mechanically, man, I really like the way they designed this reel. It's got some smart things to it. Oh, I do have the clamp for this reel. I don't know what I was thinking. It's laying right there in front of me. Y'all are out there saying, "Hey, dummy, what's that thing laying there on the bench? That's a clamp." We'll put that on last. Get some oil on those bearings. I don't use real high-speed oil with this type of reel because this spool's never going to spin that fast. If it does, you got some big problems. Okay, we'll set that right there. Let's put this mess back together, if I can remember how it goes. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Man, this thing is pure freaking beef, I'm telling you. So you put your handle sleeve on there, and then you got this pin that goes back in. That pin almost looks like it's tapered. You could take a hammer and just non-marring hammer and put that back in there. And I say non-marring hammer would be something. I use this for repairing firearms and building firearm, or like AR uppers and lowers. So it's got a non-marring on one side and brass on the other. Non-marring, not marrying. So there's that. And this, let's use some cows here. It's been a week since I took it apart. Now I don't remember how it goes back together. That's pretty much par for the course for me. This gear, this is really something. Look at that. That's beastly. I don't know too many fish in a less than 300 pounds that could hurt this thing. I would use it for those small but fun sharks. Targeting shark maybe under 500 pounds. I don't know. That might be pushing it. 400 pounds. You see these land-based shark guys out there now. They're using Makai or whatever they are, and Avets, and really expensive reels. And I'm thinking, man, we never had nothing that nice back in the day, and we still caught shark. That's the difference between people today and people back then, I guess. These posts, they go up in here. One of them goes in right here. There, right there. So your anti-reverse dog, you slide it down over that post, it pops in there, and you got this spring here. And hopefully I won't lose this spring before I get it on there. Okay, there we go. There you go. This is all going to go together. Hopefully without me dropping every bit of it on the ground here. So I'm just going to leave it like this for now. This will go last. I'm just thinking to myself what I need to do next. I believe it's a jack plate. Got that goes underneath there, I believe. Springs. Got the yoke. Make sure you put plenty of grease on that gear. I should have put that on first. I'm a dummy. Hang on. This goes on first, like that. And then the springs. And then you got clips that go on there. That kind of holds it all together. If you let go of that spring, it's gone. It's going to go straight up to the camera. Woo! Good catch. Tell you what, these things, fishing reels will try your every patient. It's falling apart on me, of course. I think once I get it, though, I'll be pretty happy with it. Oh, boy. Don't fly apart now. Okay. Okay. The rest of this goes to the outside. Let's build the drag. Look at these beefy drag washers. You could stop a Mack truck with them things. You got two of these keyed washers. One of them's much thicker than the other. The thinner one goes to the inside. Then you got the eared washer that goes in. And then another fiber washer. I'm sure they make a HT100 kit for, or not HT100, but Carbon Tex kit for these. I don't see any point in it. This drag's in great shape. And you put that press plate on there. Then you've got a flat washer and a wavy. Let's see, it might be two flats. No, there's two wavies. We'll put the wavies in against each other. It won't quite work like that, will it? Oh, I know how it was. Put that one in, then the flat washer, and then that one. Okay, I think I got it. Now let's go to the drive side here. Well, if you remember, this thing had a bunch of sticker gum and stuff all over, like from some, I guess they were a label from somewhere where it was for sale at. I got all that off of there. The bearings are in great shape. So we're going to put the eccentric in here. The eccentric shuts the reel free spool to in gear, engages in gear. I'll get it here. Trying to get the eccentric in place. That's got to, oh Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. It doesn't want to stay together. The spring's got to go right there. And then, I see why it's doing this. This bushing's got to go in there. There. That bushing goes in. You're going to have to take your lever and put it on backwards. Oh my goodness. It just came out on me. There we go. Ah, yeah. Fun stuff. Kind of get it sitting right there. You're going to have to put this back in place. A little bit of grease right in there for the threads. And then your lever can go the way it's supposed to be, with the little knob towards the spool, and then put the screw in. Now let's look at it. There it is. That's how it goes. Now all this has got to go back together. Just cleaning out some old lube I see up in there. Just looking at it here. Just taking a ponder. Some grease right there on the jack plate. And this whole assembly will go up in here. Some of those washers will probably try to fall out on you. It's no big deal. Oh, that might have been a big deal. Let's see. There it goes. Come on. All right. Yeah, those washers fell out. That's okay. We'll fix that. Not sure why that one doesn't want to go back into place. All right. That's okay. Leave that right there. They can go in after I get done. You got a long screw that goes in right here, and then 3 short screws. Run down snug. I guess some of my pin friends would probably argue with me on that, what I said about this versus a pin 6/0. But this is a really nice reel. Okay. This goes in right here, and put a little bit of grease where that cap goes on. Cap can get some oil in it. Just to get, excuse me, just get it started. I'm going to put that one in first, this one, and this one last. Sleeve. Some grease on the handle sleeve. And put your drag on. Then it gets this washer going like that. And you can decide whether you want to do the power handle or whichever one you want. I'm just going to set it up the way it was when I got the reel. Well, the pin wrench doesn't want to fit it perfectly, that's for sure. We'll say that's tight right there. Then you get your little locking screw that goes in. Got to have that because that handle will back off on you in use. And it'd be kind of dumb to be fighting a nice fish and your handle fall off. You're kind of screwed in. Okay. Now, lubricate these screw holes. I've already done the two for the reel seat. Some oil on this shaft, spool shaft. And we're going to, hopefully that will stick there on that grease. And then we're going to put this whole big thing together. Just like that. You got the two short screws, different from a pin. The two, well, actually there's three short screws there. That's kind of odd. Okay, so they got to go around through here. And then the two long ones will go in the stand. Unlike a pin, the two short screws always go in the stand. On this reel, it's the opposite. I got to figure out what reel I'm going to do next. And we'll be down here for a little while today. I got some pretty nice reels over there to be done. Find something I haven't already done. This one's not wanting to behave at all. That's interesting. Let's loosen this side up a little bit. Then I hopefully can get this side to grab. There it goes. What a beast of a reel. I know I've said that a dozen times. This thing's really spectacular. Let's do a function test on it after we wipe it down. Looks a lot better than it did when I started, doesn't it? Pretty happy with that. All right, it's in free spool. Just put it in gear. Look at that. All right, let's see if I can hold the spool and slip the drag a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of effort. I'm just going to work that grease, that cow's drag grease in. I barely got the drag on. This thing's got some serious drag. There's no way I can hold that. Okay, let's back that off a little bit. Let's see if the bait clicker works. Throw it in the free spool. I need to adjust the spool. See how that's why it's making that sound. All right. Nice, and look how smooth. I'll tell you one thing, every Daiwa conventional reel I've ever messed with has been super, super smooth. If I had that tag, I might keep it for myself. I might try to find one. I really like that reel. It's a beast. I don't need to keep keeping them, but daggone. You don't find reels made like this very often. Now, these are missing some, I think it's supposed to have some nuts on it, but I don't have them, I don't think. You don't have to have them, but it helps hold it all together while you're trying to put the reel on the rod. I cleaned this rod clamp up too. It was a little corroded. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Okay. Make a hell of a shark rod reel for somebody who's, not somebody that goes shark fishing every day, but a person that goes down to the coast a couple times a year and just wants to carry a bait out and drop it. This would be good for them. This would be a good reel for not a lot of money. I could definitely see handling a pretty good sized shark on this reel. Put some 40-pound test on it, maybe some 50-pound loaded up with 50-pound braid or something. I don't know. You guys know more about the shark fishing than I do these days, but yeah, it's potential. One of the old sayings with the senators is they would kill the sharks because they're so slow to get the shark in. But I'm sorry, if you're horsing a shark in green, you got other problems too. It's a 6 one way, half a dozen another. If you got somebody there on the beach that knows how to help you handle a live shark that's thrashing and carrying on, that's all right, I guess. But then again, you don't want to kill a shark either. I mean, it's not like you will take it and eat it, right? Most people don't. All right. So there it is. I guess what I'm trying to say is shark fishing is kind of for a different breed of angler, for sure. Do your homework before you go. So that's a Daiwa 600H. Handles 520 yards of 40, 400 yards of 50, and 320 of 60. There it is. A darn nice reel. It's a beast. Well, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. There's another completed project. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. If I can get this side plate with the label for cheap off eBay, I may buy one and keep it for myself. I don't need it. I've got so many Senators, and I'm a collector of Senators and internationals. This doesn't really fit my collection, but it'd make a nice user reel. I think it'd be a great reel to take out on the water without a lot of money in it. If something was to happen, you know, gets drug in by a big shark or something, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's so smooth. It's a beast. I'm real happy with that. Let's oil a couple things down while I'm sitting here talking to you. That takes some oil in it. This takes some oil for the handle. Get that spinning good. You can see the oil coming out of the bottom of it there. It's good. Yep. That'll be good to go for years. Anyways, John Vintage Fisherman, if you like the video, like it. And I need like 4 subscribers to get to 500. So be one of those 4. I'm not in this for the money, but it's kind of a little challenge, you know. YouTube dangles that carrot out in front of you. At the end of the day, it's their game and their rules, and, you know, it is what it is. But it's fun, and I enjoy making these videos. I don't do it for the money. I do it to help people. And hopefully somebody out there has got a 600H that they want to take apart and put back together, and they can watch this video and do it. Y'all have a great day. It's Saturday. I'm going to get out and enjoy the day here in just a few minutes. Y'all take care.